Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. Uncle Bumble and I, we have done winter camping trips for you guys and kind of gave you some tips and stuff on how to make it overnight when it's below freezing outside. But now we're going to flip that over and we're going to do a little summer camping here in the heat. It's supposed to be particularly warm today. There's heat advisories all over the lower peninsula of Michigan where we are, and it is supposed to be in the low 90s. Humidity is supposed to be between 50 and 60%, and we're supposed to get some thunderstorms tonight. So we're actually going to do a little hiking, and we're going to do a hammock camp tonight. We're going to set our hammocks up. I brought my my bug net for my hammock. We brought gear that if we would ever take a longer hike, 25 mile hike, this would be the gear that we would use on that particular hike. So we're basically at one of the campgrounds here in Michigan that's got some hiking loops. So we're going to do a little bit of hiking with our packs, and then we're going to come back here to our campsite. We're going to set everything up, and then I'll go through and I'll show you guys a little bit what we got. Kind of the clothing, we all got kind of lightweight clothing on now. I've got a pretty much those Dickie work shirts that are kind of made for being out in the heat and the sun. They're that really lightweight material. They're fairly reasonable. Uncle Bumble there, he's got lightweight hiking pants on, and you want to always have some type of cooler clothing with you. You know, a lot of people, when they talk about bag videos and stuff, they'll talk about carrying extra clothing, but I don't ever hear anybody talk about carrying lightweight, super cool clothing if there is a real hot spell that you have to walk through. And stuff like shorts, you know, you never see anybody say, hey, you know, I carry a pair of shorts that I can change into, because that's actually what I'm wearing today. Is I'm wearing shorts just because it is so warm. And another thing, when you're going on walks like this, hydrate beforehand. You don't want to set off without drinking any water. We're going to drink a couple bottles of water here before we even start, to make sure that we're fully hydrated before we even start, because if you just take off and you don't have any water in your system, that's going to suck down the road. The best place to carry water is inside your body. But anyway, when we get going here, we get stuff set up, we'll show you what we got. We are on one of the hiking loops here at this particular campground where we're at. This is about a 2-mile loop that we're on, and this is actually the second time around that we have hiked around in this, because we wanted to walk between 4 and 5 miles before we set our camp up with our gear. I got my basic get home bag on here with a couple additions to it. My pack is, I'm going to guess, about 22 pounds. Plus I got my chest kit on there. That's probably about 5 pounds, because I got it pretty stuffed with stuff. And then I got actually a rigger's belt on with one of my survival knife setups on it. That is at least another couple more pounds. Uncle B's got his whole kit there. If we'd ever take a longer overnight hike, he would take that stuff. We figured that's about 35 pounds what he's got in that pack, and then his chest kit that he's got on there, that's probably another 5 pounds that's on there. We are both carrying today. I'm actually carrying a SIG 45. See if I can show you real quick here. I'm actually carrying my SIG 45. It's kind of my main carry gun. And then he's actually carrying, what are you carrying there today?
Glock 26.
He's got a Glock 26 in there that he's carrying. So that adds a little bit of weight to your kit. But when you're getting back in the trails in the bush, it's a good idea to have some type of sidearm with you, because you just never know what you're going to run into. And this is how much water I've drank so far. Like I said, this is the second time around this loop, and I've got one of these smart water bottles already demolished. Anyway, we get back up to the campground then. We're going to get our gear off here, and then we're going to set up what our sleeping arrangements are going to be for the night. Well, we don't want to piss this guy off, but we didn't see him on the first time around the loop, but he's definitely crossing here on the second time. You can tell he's a little bit ornery there. I don't think he likes the company, but that's a pretty good sized snapping turtle. And by God, if we were out here and we were starving, this guy right here, he'd be on the campfire so fast his head wouldn't know what happened. But He is going from there's one I guess like mud hole on that side of the trail, and he's probably heading down to that one right there. But he's lucky. We got some MREs and some mountain house, so we don't have to eat him today. But that's a fairly decent sized snapping turtle right there. All right, guys, we're gonna hit back on the trail. And here's the size comparisons. My pack and chest kit to Uncle B's. His is quite a bit taller. According to our little app on my phone here, we walked about 6 miles, complete with a sweat ring on the inside of the pack. The heat index was, what did you say it was supposed to be today?
101, 102.
101, 102 is what the heat index is. And of course I completely finished my water up. Cannot stress on how much you got to stay hydrated in this heat. And if you are foraging water, you better have your game 100%, because you're going to spend a lot of time foraging water when you know, you could be walking. So water in this heat is something that's really, really important. I can't stress it enough. All right, it's been a couple hours, and this is my hammock setup. And the only thing that I added to my kit for this trip is the bug net that I have around my hammock. I'll show you here a little bit what I got. I got my hammock inside the bug net there. I got my Swagman roll. That's what I'm going to sleep with tonight. And then I got my rain fly on the top, and I got it tied out. Kind of see here over to the tree, so I can actually adjust this and move it up and down if it would happen to rain later. It is supposed to, there's a chance of thunderstorms early tomorrow morning, so I put a rain fly up. Now, I normally wouldn't put a rain fly up if I didn't think it was going to rain, but because we got a chance, I put a rain fly up. But I got this rain fly so I can at least walk underneath it if I got to. And then I just hung my pack here by the tree for right now when we're kind of working around our little campsite here. Got my mallet just stuck in there. I got my heavy survival knife hanging on the outside here, and then I got my saw if we would happen to need that. I refilled my water, threw another full water in there, so I got it right handy. My cup is underneath this right here, and then I got my just a cheap headlamp hanging here, so when it gets dark I've got the ability to look inside my gear. On the back here I got it pretty close. You can see here I got it staked out with a tent stake. So I pretty much only used one tent stake for this. I got way too many tent stakes in my pack, but it's better, I guess, to have too many than not enough. And then on the top here I got sort of my hygiene stuff. I got soap and I got wipes in the top there. It's easy to grab. And underneath this I got a spare poncho if it would happen to rain in the night, and I wanted to throw that on. Uncle Bumble setup is of course much better than mine, but he's got his he's got a tarp in here. He's got a large tarp that he's got all guy lined out, and he got his pack hanging here underneath the tarp. Much better than mine that's not hanging underneath the tarp. And again, he's got the same bug net that what I have basically, but he's kind of taught me how to rig it. I didn't I rigged mine with all the guy line loops, but he only rigged it with 3 of them, so they sort of hang down. You can kind of see there what he's got. I'll let him do a little explaining if he wants.
No, I'm good. You pretty much covered it.
But he's got a lot more coverage here, so if it storms in the middle of the night, I'll be sitting underneath his rain fly on my little butt pad that I got in my pack. But this is come back around here. This is our basically our campsite, what we got here for the 2 of us for the evening. Well, we decided to shore up my rain fly. This is kind of why you do these things, to bounce ideas off of other people in your group and come up with solutions. Uncle Bumble thought that my rain fly was pretty shabby and inadequate, and he said, you know, why don't we snap together our ponchos, because we both have the same poncho, and see if we can't shore up my rain fly. And that's exactly what we did here. It only took us probably about 20 minutes or so. We guide a couple of the corners up to the trees, and like I said earlier, got plenty of tent stakes, so we actually staked out the back 2 corners there. If you can see that over there, come over here a little closer. So this is what the back side of it looks like here, just giving me a little bit more protection if it does storm, but just you know, that's why you come out and do these kind of things, so you can try different things and you know, get ideas from other people and just add to your knowledge base. You know, a couple of people together can always come up with a decent idea. But that's what my shored up rain fly looks like, and it's basically all Uncle Bumble's idea, and we put it together with the gear that we had, kind of sharing our gear and putting it together, making things better. Well, we're sitting down to dinner now. It's about 7 o'clock or so, and we're having MREs. I'm having a ravioli one, and I got ravioli and meat sauce, and Uncle Bumble switched me cheeses. I got the jalapeno. I gave him my regular. I got a wheat bread snack. I got corn nuggets. I got some cranberries. Got the little accessory pack there, and I got some tropical punch powder that I'm actually going to dump in a bottle of water that I got here. And he's got tortillas, because he had a, what is it? It's
Shredded beef.
Shredded beef. He's got tortillas. He's got cranberries too. He's got barbecue sauce, and he's got black beans, Southwestern black
bean seasoning, yep.
And he's got his condiment packet here that looks like he's got coffee or something in it. So we're going to chow down on this stuff here, and when I'm done, I'll come back and let you know how good or bad it was. Well, I am full. I ate everything except the cranberries and the coffee and the creamer. I'll save that for the morning. As MREs go, I'd give that I'm going to say a 6 out of 10. I've had better, but it wasn't too bad. It was still fairly edible. You just never know with these things. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not.
I'm trying to put it out my darndest. Can't you tell?
You're doing good.
Yeah. I smell the wax burning though.
Yeah, we found a cran, so we threw the cran in here with our fire starting stuff to see if it'll kind of aid in the fire lighting. It's dubious at this particular moment, but our feather sticks seem to be catching pretty good.
Well, so I don't drop a big fat bead of sweat on them.
We're getting her. We'll have this sucker going anytime now. Well, we're sitting out here just having a little conversation. This has come up several times today when we were talking, and it's about using your gear. You know, I've watched just countless bag videos and countless videos where people are reviewing stuff, and you know, stuff's still in the package and nothing's ever, you know, out in the woods, so to speak, when you're using the camping gear and the you know, the survival gear and the bags and the packs and stuff. And I just cannot stress enough, there's nuances to all that stuff. There's nuances that you're just not going to know until you break that stuff out of the packages and you actually try it out. And you don't have to be crazy about it. You don't have to have big expeditions up in the mountains or anything. You can do a lot of stuff at just campgrounds and in your backyard. You don't have to get crazy with any of that stuff. But you're going to learn so much more, and that gear is going to be so much more beneficial to you if you just get out and use it. And I wish I'd just like to see more people, you know, when they're putting out videos like that, actually using their gear. And like I said, it's not anything that people gotta, you know, have big expeditions to go try it out. Some of the most basic, simple stuff you can just try at any campground or in your backyard. Well, I am getting ready to turn in. It is about 11 o'clock and it is still about 84 degrees outside, and the bugs are starting to fire up, especially when we got the headlamps on pretty good. So we are gonna hit the hay. I will be talking to you guys in the morning. Well, it's about 5 a.m. and the winds have picked up. It's raining off and on, and there's a little bit of thunder and lightning, but still pretty dry underneath the rain fly, at least right now. Well, we survived the night. The storm and the rain wasn't too bad for us. You can see here the so I'll show you the little improvised rain fly with the two ponchos really helped out. I was bone dry in my hammock this morning. The only bad thing with using your ponchos as a rain fly, then when it rains and you want to get out, you don't have anything to put on. So, you know, redundancy. I'm glad I have my my raincoat too with the rest of my gear that we brought along on this little camping trip. I'm gonna get a little coffee going here, and then we'll give you guys a wrap up from our trip. All right, guys, we're having our coffee, and I guess the final thoughts on this trip. I mean, for me, it's water. As hot as it was, we went through a ton of water. In fact, we went through more water than I expected we were going to go through. I pretty much used most of my water up that I brought. I think I got a couple of bottles left, but if we were foraging water in yesterday's heat, we would have went through a ton. And of course, you know, Uncle Bumble's idea with the two ponchos, that kept me dry all night. And of course, you know, I still have my raincoat, so, you know, redundancy, even though we couldn't you know, I couldn't use my poncho because it was a rain fly. It's good to have a raincoat yet on top of it. It's always good to have backups. And Uncle B, any thoughts there? What you took from this trip?
Yeah, lots of off. She was pretty rough, and I'll take winter camping over summer camping any day.
Winter camping does have its advantages as long as you can keep that fire going and you can stay warm. But I'd like to thank Uncle Bumble for participating in this little trip again. Every time we go out, we learn something, and we file it back in our memory banks for the next time around. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information and a little entertainment out of this video here. Hope everybody learned something from our experiences, and you guys have a good one.